So let us start with the planning chapter. We'll try to finish it in one shot. So in this chapter, we are going to learn concept, importance, limitation of planning process, and different types of plan. It is a very simple and short chapter. So we'll start with the meaning of planning. It is something that is we think in advance. Okay, it is the first step which a manager does. It actually bridges the gap between where we are today, the present position, to our future. Okay, like where we want to stand in future or where we want to be in future. So what is planning? It is thinking in advance what is to be done, when it is to be done, how it is to be done, and by whom it should be done. So this is basically done by the top management or the managerial level people. So planning, it is called as chalking out of action. Like you chalk out your plan of action, what you need to do. It is deciding in advance. Okay, so Kuhns O'Donnell, his theory of planning is what we tell planning as deciding in advance what is to be done, how it is to be done, and who has to do it. It is bridging the gap from where we are to where we want to go. It makes it possible for things to happen. So Kuntz O'Donnell is the author who has given this definition. We will go to features of planning. Features of planning, nature or characteristics of planning all has the same answer. So first one, it focuses on achieving objective. So why we are doing the plan? First one, because it is a basic, it is a primary function which focuses on achieving objective. So primary function here, it is the basic or the first function which is to be performed by every manager, and it focuses on achieving objective because we need a target that has to be achieved, and it is all pervasive, which means it is done at all levels of management, all types of organization. Planning is done. The top management, they do the planning. The middle management, they do the planning for the development of the plan, and the lower management, they do planning for day-to-day activities. So planning is always done for future. It is a futuristic activity. It is also called as forward plan because it is done ahead. Okay, by making predictions or assumptions what can happen in the future. It is a continuous activity. It is done for a period of time, maybe a month or a quarter something, but again it continues. So it is a continuous activity. It is like a cycle of plan always happens. It involves decision making. So planning as an activity which is being done by the managers, and people with sound mind can do decision making. It is more of cognitive thing. Whenever decision making comes, it is a cognitive function, and it is a mental exercise. Here, mental exercise, we tell it as a mental exercise because it involves higher level of thinking, decision making process. It is done in a logical or systematic way. Okay, you cannot do something by guesswork or what you wish in your planning. So these are the features of planning. We will, okay. We'll go to the next one. Importance or significance of planning. What is the importance of planning? First one, it provides direction. Second one, it reduces the risk of uncertainty. Third one, overlapping of activities are eliminated. Fourth one, it promotes innovative ideas. Fifth one, it facilitates decision making. Sixth one, after decision, you have to establish standard of control. And seventh one, it focuses attention on objectives of the company. So we'll go with planning. It provides direction, which means any plan that you do, it has to state the objective of the organization in advance. Okay, so this can be achieved through the process of coordination. So without a plan, then you cannot think what you have to do. Okay, so it always helps us in achieving the objective. Second one, it reduces uncertainties. Uncertainties are unexpected situations that can happen each and every day. So what you do, you foresee the future by making assumptions. These are the things that might happen. How do you do this? By your past experience, by scanning the business environment. Scanning is important if you want to eliminate the uncertainties. Third one, it reduces overlapping of wasteful activities. If you do not plan, then you don't know what to do. You do not have the clear way what has to be done. So it helps in eliminating the wasteful activities. It promotes innovative ideas. Planning, as I told, it is more of cognitive, it is an intellectual process, it involves high thinking. So, when people are involved in thinking, what happens? You get better ideas, you get better methods, you get better procedures that you can do in order to perform a job. So, it helps the managers to be more creative. Planning, it involves decision making. So since it is being decided in present about the future, so you can help in decision making. It establishes standard for control. Control is a process where it is like, it makes a comparison between what has planned and what has been actually got. So controlling is a process to see what is the actual performance where with the estimated performance. So it is something like that and focuses attention on the objective. So whenever you plan as a manager, you will take in the policies, procedures, methods of a particular organization in mind, and then you will try to work towards your achievement of the objectives. What are the limitations of plan? It leads to rigidity. It is like very strict because you have to carry on the plan. It may not work in a dynamic environment. So if there are some changes in the dynamic in the business environment, like economic, political, social, legal, so it might not work because you need to make changes. It reduces creativity when the manager is bound with a plan. So what happens is he starts working on it. So he tells we need to achieve the plan, and this might uh, curb out the productivity as there won't be much creativity because people are focused on just the action which is being done. It is also called as a blueprint. Planning is also called as a blueprint of the organization. It involves huge cost. It is since it is an intellectual activity, people experts are being hired, professional experts are coming, so you need to pay them a huge amount for their ideas. So it is also a cost consuming process. It is time consuming because you need to evaluate before the plan is actually implemented. You have to see whether it would fit in your organization structure and all of that. It does not guarantee success. What is there successful in one organization might not work well in the other organization. So you cannot just tell that this has worked for me. So based on my experience, I tend to pose on the other institution, why it might not work. So it doesn't guarantee success. So it is not accurate because always you think in advance, you are proactive, you are the future is uncertain, so it might not be accurate. So planning, it suffers with various limitations. Now with this, we'll see what are the steps in planning process: setting objective, developing premises, identifying alternative goals of action, evaluating the alternative goals of action, selecting an alternative, implementing the plan, and then follow up action. So what happens in setting up objective? Setting up objective, it is a basic function where you set an objective or your goal for the organization, where you state what is that you want to achieve in the future. So you might set an objective for an entire organization, or you might set an objective for a particular department. It is almost done by top level management, and then the departmental heads or the middle level managers might be involved. The next one is developing premises. Premises is referring to the assumptions with regards to the future. Assumptions, they are done by forecasting what might happen. It might also be like you develop a premises based on the demand for a particular product, like government policies, say tax thing, government competitors policy, all of this. So premises, developing premises is making assumptions regarding the future. The third one is identify alternative course of action. If this plan is not working, then what next? What we have to do? So that is having the alternative course of action in order to achieve the objective. Like for example, you can tell we can have more product lines, we can give discounts if we want to achieve the objective. We can see what are the things that increases the expenditure on advertisement by increasing the share, by appointing more salesmen for door to door sales. All of these are identifying the course of action. Evaluating the alternative course of action. Though we have different alternatives, we might not take all of that. We will see which one will support our organization structure. We evaluate each and every alternative by seeing what are the positive aspects, what are the negative aspects of each alternative, and then based on seeing which one is most feasible, which one is most efficiently it can be implemented in my organization. So I will evaluate. After evaluating the different alternatives, I select an alternative. This is a process where we see mm, like the best alternative is being selected by a combination of alternatives. Okay, so they will see like which one is most profitable, which one will have more positive effect on my business. So all of these are being done. Implementing the plan. Once I select an alternative, I have to implement it. I have to see how I can actually use it in my organization structure. So, in order to implement the plan, first I start by communicating the plan to my employees, make my employees very clear about what is expected of them, what are the different activities they need to do in order to achieve the objective by this plan. Then you have to always, as a manager, you have to follow up. You have to see whether it is actually done, how the plan is being followed up. This is a monitoring function which is being done in an organization. So when you are doing this monitoring process, then you will go and you will see the different departments. You will see what is the best plan that would help you in achieving the objective. Okay, it will help you to ensure that your objectives are achieved. So with this we will stop for this and then we'll go to the next topic, but before that, don't forget to squash that subscribe button and continue learning.